Goddess the Georgia Peach coming back at you one more again. This is my sister from another Mr. BLUNTSAGGI Tarot with how to read tarot. Damn, we got another damn Capricorn reading. Well, y'all know I'm gonna have to play that one by my girl Empress Eva. Shit. Damn, we doing the damn thing.
Hello, Cappy. Welcome back, guys. I hope you all are doing well today. This is going to be just a quick reading for you all. Let's do a check-in, okay? Let's see what's happening with all Cappy. Anywhere where you have Capricorn placements in your chart, this reading could resonate for you. Any Capricorn placement will do, okay? So let's tap in. Let's see Capricorn. What is going on for my Cappies here, Spirit? Messages for Capricorn, please. And thank you. What does Capricorn need to hear and know at this time? All right, so we have Between Worlds. Who had this? I think Aquarius. I forgot who had that, really. But number 21, Clean It Up. Okay, so you
hold
guys
on a second, y'all. Let me get this right here. Then we can get started. Alrighty then.
Hello, Cappy. Welcome back, guys. I hope you all are doing well today. This is going to be just a quick reading for you all. Let's do a check-in, okay? Let's see what's happening with you all, Cappy. Anywhere where you have Capricorn placements in your chart, this reading could resonate for you. Any Capricorn placement will do, okay? So let's tap in. Let's see Capricorn. What is going on for my Cappies here, Spirit? Messages for Capricorn, please. And thank you. What does Capricorn need to hear and know at this time? All right, so we have Between Worlds. Who had this? I think Aquarius. I forgot who had that, really. But number 21, Clean It Up. Okay, so you guys will be seeing 333, 21, and 3. Or you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. So this Between Worlds talks about transitioning here. You could be coming from out of a dark place here. You could be just trying to make certain kind of decisions where one of these decisions is the past, and going into the future, I feel like is the best option for you. Okay, there's a need to like clean up things. Maybe you're tying up loose ends. Yeah, something is a never-ending story from the past, possibly. So you're needing to kind of like clean that up, walk away from a situation. Okay. I feel like with this confetti right here, you're going into a new cycle of celebration, prosperity. Okay, things are going to be clearing up as you transition. So keep moving, keep going. Don't get sidetracked. Don't let nobody talk you back into going back to the past. Okay, because clearly I feel like you're seeing that it doesn't do anything for you. So keep moving. Let's see. Let's see. Some of you guys could be moving as well. Let's see. What is this Between Worlds for Capricorn? You could be coming into enlightenment about something too. There's something that you're seeing clear. Okay, yeah, definitely Aquarius. And who had this? Who else had this in reverse? I can't remember, man. Can't remember, but Two of Pentacles in reverse. Someone could have a Capricorn Jupiter. Then we have the Knight of Swords. That's Gemini energy. So I'm definitely getting, something about indecision or things kind of like being topsy-turvy. Like you really not having a great handle on something. Something is definitely off. It's out of balance. Okay, this could be a bad financial decision that you've made. It could be your finances that are off balance. Some of y'all just need to get reorganized, restructured, okay? Because I feel like there's a lot going on here, and you just have a lot on your plate, and you're unable to take on everything. So this could be too much multitasking. You're doing too many things at once. You're biting off more than you can actually chew. Okay, so you're needing to kind of like, I don't know, be careful about that. Okay, the Knight of Swords here. I'm getting fast moving energy. Somebody could be coming towards you very like fast to say something to you. For some of you, yeah, Two of Cups with the Hermit. Something's going to catch you off guard or throw you off for a minute. Somebody is really good with their words too. Whoever this is, we're going to see what this is. What else? I feel like it's going to throw you off guard or... Okay, yeah, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups in reverse. So for some of you, there's somebody in your energy, Capricorn, that's like mad at you or pissed off or whatever. Maybe because their finances are fucked up and you're getting ready to take action and do something about your life. So I don't know, but the Ace of Pentacles in reverse is definitely a bad financial like opportunity, or something here went bad with the some kind of like stability or something going on in your life here. Okay, Ace of Pentacles in reverse is like debt, or like it could be some money here that's being delayed. All right, let's see. What's the Two of Pentacles in reverse for Capricorn? What's the Two of Pentacles in reverse? Destiny is calling you. Decline or answer. Yeah, I feel like, you know, it's going to be very apparent which choice you're having to make here. What decision you're needing to make. You're going towards your destiny, your soul's calling. And I feel like it has something to do with your money. Your soul could be calling you towards a new job, a new career path. There could be, with the Three Cups in reverse, yeah, Four of Wands in reverse, there's like a community of people that are dysfunctional. This is dysfunction. A friend group that's throwing your finances off here. They just, I don't know, these people or this thing is not healthy for you. I feel like you're in a toxic environment, or somebody's in a toxic environment here. What's the Two of Pentacles in reverse with the Destiny is calling you card? Yeah, friends, family, third party influences are present. Yeah, this is what's throwing your money off, these other people. Okay, this thing or whatever. Somebody here could be cheating with a whole community of motherfuckers, a whole community of people. Okay, for some of you, yeah, for the streets known to have a certain reputation, groupies and money blocks, a person or your mindset popping up or reaching out. Yeah, this person, somebody is coming towards you while you're in transition. Somebody's going to bring their ass back, okay? And you need to block their ass. What's the Knight of Swords? It's whoever the third party is, the messy bitch, whatever the one that's fucking up your money. And what's the Knight of Swords? Trying to have sex, yeah. Somebody is coming towards you for sex here. Going ghost, popping in and out. Somebody is a hoe here. They are. We have trick or treat. Somebody wants you to trick off on them. 626. Then we have secrets. Something is on the down low. So this person is coming back to like do the same shit again. Whoever the fuck this is, you're going towards your soul's calling. And this, whoever the third party is that someone is dealing with, is trying to use, it could be an actual man here for sex and money or something. What's the Knight of Swords with the trying to have sex card? Or this is what somebody doing to your ass if you're a woman. I don't know, you're gonna have to put a stop to that shit. Yeah, breadcrumbing. Whoever this is going to continue to breadcrumb you or whatever the fuck. And they're coming in fast too, but just as fast as they come in, they're going to leave back out. This person here has always been throwing your finances off. They're a thief as well. For some of you, this person is a damn thief. Or just a thief of like energy. Somebody here just sucks you dry, literally. Somebody is like, it's giving succubus, incubus energy. What's the Ace of Pentacles in reverse? And I feel like you've uprooted or you're moving away from this person. Yeah, it says not bothered here. And then we have sorry that came out. What is not bothered? Somebody, what's not bothered? Hustling, bossing up here. So yeah, so whoever this is, it could be somebody here that just does not care about this other energy. I feel like this other energy is kind of like pissed off. They're trying to come towards you or your person, this third party. Yeah, someone knows that someone here is an opportunist. and they play too fucking much. Somebody is like cheating, making somebody a second option or a second choice. But somebody here is not bothered. It could be your person that's dealing with this third party, or this is you. What's this song? Sorry about what? Not the one. Friends, only at best. Whoever this is seeing that these are not even real friends. Whoever this is, it's like they have to let these people down. They're mad. Somebody here thought they was gonna get some money too. They're not getting it. It's like somebody's trying to let someone down real easy. Okay. Yeah, someone. There's like gold diggers and shit here. There's probably a whole family or friends or something like that. There's a lot of gossiping too in the community. Something is just messy here. And I feel like this is just what happens when you are transitioning. This is the type of shit that happens. You're going to go against the grain and people are not going to like it. Oh, well, bitches. Let's see. Let's pull some sacred self-care oracles. Okay. It's like somebody don't want to let up. They don't want to be just friends. They want to be more than that. And I feel like you know that it's a trick. Yeah, sex, plan a vacation. Who had that like this? Taurus? Yeah, I think Taurus has sex. Plan a vacation came out, I think, for quite a few, or it was at the bottom of the deck. But let's see, we have plan a vacation. So it's just time. It really is time to get away. I don't know, take a break. Some of y'all are permanently moving. Okay. So it says, get ready for a magical journey filled with synchronicities. Taking the time to go on a vacation can give you a new perspective, spark inspiration that will nourish your soul on the deepest level, and bring more joy to your daily life. We all have a bucket list of places we like to visit, and there's no time like the present to get started on working toward making our dreams a reality. But planning a vacation requires just that, planning. If there's a place you'd like to travel that seems out of reach, making a budget and timeline for your trip can help guide you in the right direction. Balancing work and vacation time is essential to well-being. If there are some roadblocks to planning a vacation, or if money is tight, don't immediately set your dream plans aside. Rather, take a look at what commitments in your life would need adjustment to make the necessary time, space, and resources available. Yeah, I feel like that's what's going on here. There's third parties and shit like that in a way that's fucking up somebody's money as they're trying to move or transition or leave. It's just like somebody doesn't want someone to leave, so they're causing trouble. Knight of Cups in reverse. Somebody's delaying someone's plans here with the Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Someone is like doing this shit on purpose because they don't want to be let down or blocked or whatever the fuck. People just lame as hell. If you need to wait a while, consider how you can satisfy your craving for adventure with a staycation, or by creating experiences that expose you to new cultures and ideas in your own community. Read a book in translation, see a movie produced in another country, or switch up your dinner routine and try that restaurant serving food that seems exotic to you. So your journal prompt would be, what small and practical steps can you take to manifest the resources and time you would need to take a vacation? Yeah, somebody is trying to really leave here, whether it be vacation or a permanent move, or they're saying that they're on vacation and they're lying about it. They're trying to get away from somebody's ass. Let's see. Let me see something real quick, though. What is this hustling, bossing up? Somebody's money is being delayed, or they're losing hella money dealing with these people. Mental physical illness. What's hustling with mental, physical illness? Oh. Famous in reverse. This is giving me the Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, somebody's a clout chaser. Yeah, separating. Somebody here is having sex for money. And they're mooching because they're taking this masculine's money. It's like, as this somebody here is trying to boss up, this person is coming with their problems. It's like every time. And then they come with this sorry ass, I'm sorry all the time. And somebody's like letting them down. Like, no, you're not sorry, bitch. We're done. Let it go. Dumbass. Yeah, this person here has a bad reputation. Okay, somebody here is like a prostitute or something like that, and they have a physical illness, so it could be a STD for some of you. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, because somebody's breaking up, separating, chaos, and drama. Somebody's like mad because someone is digging deep into what's going on here. Beautiful lies are being told. Yeah, something is just dressed up. Dress it up and make it look good for me. And that's what I'm getting with that. Somebody is like lying about how they make their money and how they're hustling or whatever. They make their money in a very in a way that you don't respect. You don't want to deal with that shit. Make your money how you want to make it, but I feel like it's not in alignment with you or something like that. What's the sorry card? Doing too much at once. Yeah, jealousy, bottom of the deck. Yeah, somebody here's a loser. This damn third party boy. This is a goddamn whore that somebody is with, and they ass getting left behind. They don't like it. Trying to delay somebody's money and stop them from going towards the bag. It's like, bitch, bye. You making your money. Like, let somebody else make theirs. What the fuck? But anywho, this was your reading, Capricorn. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys turn on your notification bell. Press the all button so you won't miss any of my readings when I post. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Hello, and welcome to BLUNTSAGGI Tarot, and welcome to reading video class, whatever you want to call it, number 2. In this video, we're going to focus on the court cards. We're going to talk about the court cards. We're going to talk about what they represent, who they are, how to read them. For a lot of readers, the court cards are very challenging because they can represent other people, but they can also represent energies within ourselves. So that's where you really need to trust your intuition as you're reading them, the cards around you, but you also have to understand what each card means. So when we're talking about, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. When we're talking about the different suits, we always have the page, the knight, the queen, and the wand. So this is a young energy. This is like a teenage energy. If we're looking at a family, this is the father, this is the wife, this is the teenager, this is the kid. So we got a whole courtyard here of different roles and responsibilities, different characteristics, different personalities. The wands always represent our passions, and they represent our business as well. If we're in a career and a business reading, the wands will represent how that business will go. But it's all about our passion, our theory, the things that get us going. In the tarot, the cups, the suit of cups represents our emotion, our intuition, our feelings, the way that we reflect on things. The pentacles always reflect about the material aspect of life, our finances, our money, hard, tangible options in this material realm that we live in called Earth. And our page of swords is about communication. It's about our thoughts. It's about that aspect of things. So each type of court card represents a different kind of person in your life. It could represent their zodiac sign. We'll talk about that. So this is fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could represent that they have a lot of fire or that their sun sign is fire. The cups are our water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, our sensitive signs, our intuitive signs. Or it could represent their sun sign, or they just have that heavy in their chart. The pentacles are our earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So again, the practical, those who focus a lot on work, usually they're workhorses, they're hard workers. And the swords are our air signs, the intellectual side of ourselves. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that could be their sun sign. It could just be a reflection of them, or they could have those placements heavy in their chart. So let's talk about how we read the court cards. So when you're doing a reading, whether it's for yourself or whether it's for a querent, generally speaking, the court cards will represent other people in your life or the querent's life. If they come upright, they're just a representative of a person in their life. When they're down, they generally have a negative influence, negative opinions, or a negative part of that person's life. They're not positive. So let's talk about the court cards. Let's talk about what they mean. And now on a general and a high level, the pages typically represent young energy, and they typically represent messages coming through, information on the way. You know, in the old days, the pages were the ones that, you know, brought the mail. They brought the message to the kings and to the queens. The knights are usually a lot of movement. When we see knights in a reading, they represent quick or slow movement, but they represent movement and change, flows and the ebbs and flows of our life, and things that are progressing or not progressing. And the queens represent the feminine energy. They represent the mothers, the sisters. They represent, you know, bosses, those types of energies, but they represent mature females that are in our life. And the kings are mature males that are in her life. It represents either a version of herself or an aspect of someone else that the querent is dealing with. So let's go through each suit and let's talk about each court card and what they can mean for you. So the Page of Wands is, again, typically it's a message. This is a young woman, a young man, somebody sending you a message. It's a message you want. It's a good message. It's a happy message. It's a message of creativity. It's a message of blossoming. It's a message of new beginnings. But this is a message you want to hear. When the page is upside down, this is the querent or yourself receiving news or a message you do not want. You do not like what's being said. You do not like what's happening. You do not like what this person's saying or what this person is doing. Typically represents someone younger, but it could just represent somebody who's immature. So the Page of Wands is literally a message coming through that you do or do not like. And again, you look around the cards around it to see what kind of message it is. It could be a job offer. It could be a love. It could be a phone call. But the Page of Wands is a message. Now, the Knight of the Wands is very charismatic energy. He's very passionate. He's very, this guy pursues his dreams. If you're in a business reading, he is going after what he wants. Nothing will stop him from getting his goal. But the Knight of Wands can be very in and out. In a love reading, the Knight of Wands is a player. They have a lot of people around. They have a lot of passion. They go back and forth. They might get bored very easily. They lack direction. But it's a lot of forward movement. It's a lot of passionate movement. It's a lot of change. Now, when the Knight of Wands is in reverse, it means they have very scattered energy. They don't know what they want. They're pursuing this one day, pursuing that the other day, going over here, going over there. They haven't what their dreams are. They haven't figured out what direction they want to go, which creates that circle, which creates those cycles that we get caught in. So very fiery, very passionate, pursuing their dreams, but when they're reversed, they don't know what they want. They have no idea where to go, where to move. There's not a lot of action. There's a lot of stagnancy. So it's just very scattered energy. If you're manifesting and this Knight of Wands comes in reverse, the universe has no idea what you want. Your thoughts are focused on the negative, the positive, the past, the future, this, that. You're all over the place. So the Knight of Wands in reverse is a very scattered energy. Now, the Queen of Wands, she is the most attractive queen in the deck. When the queen walks into this room, everybody looks at the queen. She demands respect. She doesn't ask for it. She walks in that room and gets it. So the Queen of Wands is a very good leader, natural born leader. She's born with certain gifts and certain skills, and she's very charismatic, very, very intelligent, but she's also very guided. This black cat represents the spiritual realm guiding her. She's on her path. She's doing what she's meant to do. She's in control, and nothing's going to stop her. Now, when the Queen of Wands is in reverse, watch out for that queen. She's very reactive. She's very heated. She's very quick to anger, very quick to yell, very quick to, she's very angry. She's an angry queen. So when the queen is coming up in reverse, it could be someone who's quick to criticize you, someone who's quick to get mad, someone who speaks before they think. But it's a very passionate, feminine energy who is a negative influence on you. When she's upright, she's very attractive. And she has a very positive, she's a good boss. She's someone that you want to work with. And again, the King of Wands is very similar, just a masculine energy. He's very attractive, the most attractive king in the deck. He's very passionate. He's hot pursuit of what he wants. He's a natural born leader. He has those natural skills. People respect him. He has good people skills. People want to be around the king. He just has that je ne sais quoi, that quality that makes things happen. But like the queen, when he's in reverse, he can be very angry. He can be very explosive. He can yell and just let his anger and his emotions get the best of him. So he's very controlling when he's in reverse. Same as the queen. I may not have mentioned that. Overly controlling, just overly controlling, pragmatic. So when they're in reverse, again, they have a negative influence on you or the querent. They're very quick to anger. They have a quick temper. They could be very controlling. They could be even very abusive. You know, if you get the two kings like this is someone who's abusive towards you. This is a narcissist. This is someone who has a very negative influence on you and your life. They're very critical of people. Now let's move over to the cups. So the Page of Cups, this is a very magical card. This is, again, a message you're going to get, but you're going to love it. It's exciting. It's new. It's almost feeling like too good to be true. There's a fish in this cup. That's weird. Why is there a fish in there? Because it's magical. It's exciting. So you're feeling good. You love the message that you get. You're excited. When the Page of Cups is in reverse, very immature. He's acting immature. He's acting very selfish. He's acting like no one else matters. He's the only one that matters. He's not considering other people's opinions. So the Page of Cups in reverse is a very mature. It's a message that, like someone's like calls you a name, like when you're a kid, you know, they're just like, they're acting like they're a baby. They're acting like they're 5. It's like, why are you acting like that? You're a grown ass person. But the Page in Cups is a very immature energy when he's in reverse. And again, it represents somebody younger and an exciting, a new and exciting message that you're getting. And the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is very romantic, very sweet. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He follows his heart. He's on a mission of love. So he's on his way to find love. That's his mission. That's his journey. He follows his heart, maybe a little too much, but he's focused on one thing, and that's what his heart is telling him to do. So usually in a reading, a knight represents an offer that's coming through. It represents direction that's going. He's a medium moving knight. Things aren't going really fast. Things aren't going really slow. He's just a knight that's following his heart, putting his heart out there. You can expect someone very honest and with a lot of integrity when the Knight of Cups comes upright. But when the Knight of Cups comes downright, again, similar to the Page, he's very immature. He lacks loyalty. If you're in a relationship reading and you get the Knight of Cups in reverse, he's not loyal to you. He's not going to show you the respect that you deserve. So it's a very immature, very petty, very disloyal energy from someone, again, a little bit younger. But somebody who's following their heart. They're very reactionary. Whether that's good or bad depends on the direction of the knight. Now, the Queen and the King are, again, very similar. They are the feminine, the masculine, the mother and the father. Very intuitive, very in touch with their feelings. Their emotions do not control them. They are both in a body of water, and yet they're staying calm, cool, and collective, focusing with their eye on the prize. They got one thing on their mind, and they're not anything get in the way of them. They're controlling their feelings. They trust their intuition. They're very good leaders because they let their intuition guide them. They don't doubt themselves. But when they're in reverse, they're very emotionally manipulative. They're controlling. They're not in control of their emotions. Their emotions are overwhelming them. They don't know how to deal with all of the emotions that are going on. So they're overwhelmed. They're maybe even a little bit impatient. Maybe a little. Oh, I forgot to mention that too. When these are in reverse, all of them can be very impatient. When a fire sign is upside down, they're impatient. But it can be the same with the Queen and the King of Cups. They're losing their focus. They're not in control of their emotions. So they're very quick. They're just overwhelmed. The King and Queen of Cups in reverse is a masculine or a feminine energy who's overwhelmed. In a business reading, they're typically bosses, but they're in control when they're upright, and when they're downright, they're not trusting their intuition. They're completely ignoring their intuition. They're letting their feelings and emotions get the best of them. So we're going to move down here to the Pentacles, to the earth signs, to the tangible things. So the Page of Pentacles is an amazing offer that you want. This is earth magic. You manifested this. You wanted this. You asked for this, and baby, you're going to get it. So this means that you've mastered certain aspects and the opportunities are being presented. This is the Ace of Pentacles coming through here, and it's just for you. It's a new beginning that's going to be very successful and abundant. Now, when this Page of Pentacles is in reverse, these are lessons. So it may not be a message. It might be a lesson that you've learned on this cycle or haven't learned, depending on the cards around it. But really, the Page of Pentacles in reverse is having learned or learning a very difficult lesson in your life, and it's something that you need to learn from. Most likely, it's a beginning that didn't go quite the way it was supposed to go, and there's something that you need to learn before you can get your new beginning here. And the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow-moving knight. He's got his Ace of Pentacles, and he's like, where should I plant my seeds? Where do I invest this? He crosses his T's, he dots his I's. He looks at everything from a higher perspective, and he takes his time making decisions. He might be even too slow. He might take too long to make a decision or too long to come towards you. But this is stagnancy, not a lot of movement. This is planning. This is looking out and deciding where to go, what to do, and making, your list. If you have to, your pros and cons, trying to figure out what direction to take yourself in. When he's in reverse, he's cutting corners. He's taking shortcuts. He's not looking at the bigger picture. He's not looking at the finer details. He's trying to rush through something, and he's going to miss something that's very important. If you're in a business reading and you have the Knight of Pentacles and you just signed a contract, you might have signed that contract too quickly and you didn't pay attention to the small print. So he's just cutting corners, trying to go about things too quickly. He's also kind of petty. So if you have people at work that come up as the Knight of Pentacles, they're very petty. They're very immature. They're very jealous. Sorry, the King and Queen of Cups are also in reverse, are very jealous. I forgot to mention that. My apologies. That's what I mean. There's so many different qualities to them, but the Knight of Pentacles is a little bit of all of that. And then we have the mother and the father, the bosses. So these are two people who are very abundant in their life. They might put too much focus on material, but they work, they're protective of their money, they take care of themselves, they take care of other people. Typically, they look good. People like the way that they do their makeup, the way they do their hair, the way they present themselves in public. They're abundant, they're wealthy, they take care of business, they are not living check to check, striving for money. They have a heavy focus on work, and they work hard for what they have, but they also put themselves first. They're kind of my favorite queen and king as a person, as a reader, because they take care of themselves. You can't just, sometimes the Queen of Cups can take care of other people and she's ignoring herself. It's like, well, wait a minute, you can't do that. So the king and the queen, they take care of business, they take care of themselves, and they share what they have. They're very protective, very abundant. Now, when we have the king and queen in reverse, these could be workaholics. These could be too dependent on work, too materialistic. It can be very selfish. The King of Pentacles in reverse, and they're very selfish people. They'll step on the little guy to get where they need to go. They have an imbalance between work and life. They just put work ahead of everything. They might even just put money ahead of everything. But money, money, money when they're in reverse. There's an imbalance, a sense of superficiality when it comes to the Queen and the King of Pentacles. In reverse, of course. And again, in reverse, they have a negative influence on the querent or on yourself. So then we're going to come to swords. We're coming to the air signs. We're coming to the cards of communication, cards of thought. Page of Swords. Again, this is a very young and studious energy. This can represent going to school. This represents learning. When we get a lot of pages in a reading, it means we can have a lot of younger people, or we have a lot of arguing, or we have someone in school. We have a teacher, or we have a bunch of students. So the Page of Swords is studious. He's learning. It's also the card of spying. So if you're in a love reading, someone's looking at your photographs or looking at your pictures online. So it's a card of being ready to learn what needs to be learned to enter the world. He's ready for battle, but he's not afraid to admit that he doesn't know everything and that he still has things that he needs to learn. And when the Page of Swords is in reverse, I always consider this a little bit of a block of communication. He thinks he knows everything. He's a little cocky. He's a little, a wise man knows that he knows nothing, and a fool thinks he knows everything. So he's a little bit of a fool, thinking that he or she is in control. They know everything, but really they don't. They have things that they still need to learn, lessons that still need to take place. And they're not doing it. They think they know everything. So when we have the Knight of Swords, this is a very quick energy. This is a very haste energy. He is like riding into battle. He's not even thinking. He didn't plan. He's very reactionary. The horse is like, oh my God, we're going too fast. We're going too fast. We need to slow down. So the Knight of Swords is reactionary. He just goes after what he wants. He sees something and boom, he goes it. It means that there's a lot of quick change, a lot of quick movement. Things are going to fly forward. Whether that's good or bad is going to depend on the cards around it. But the Knight of Swords is a very quick moving energy, very quick moving knight. He's going into battle without really knowing the answers, Someone could have come up to him and said, this person said this about you. And he just runs over to that person, starts talking instead of really thinking, did they? Why did this person come and talk to me and say this? What are their intentions? He doesn't think, he acts. And when he's in reverse, he's taking the time out. He's thinking before he acts. He's wondering if this is the best move. He's not just going into battle, going into war. He's kind of stopping and thinking about things and determining if this is the best decision for him. So it's a little bit of a block. Again, if it's communication, it could be a block in communication, a lack of communication, but ultimately he's taking the time to decide what to do. He's not rushing into something. And then we have the King and the Queen of Swords. So these are two women, I said two women, but a woman and a man scorned. They're divorcees, they're widowers. They've been around the block. People have treated these people less than stellar. There's wind going on here. The clouds are moving. There's a lot of shakiness, but they stand tall. They're logical. They're very intelligent. They're very strategic. They got their eye on the prize, very similar to them, but they're going to do what it takes. These are highly intelligent entities and beings that are coming forth. Now, when they're in reverse, they have no emotion. Their heart's closed off. Their chakras are closed. They're not thinking about their feelings. They're not thinking about other people. They could be overcritical. They could even be abusive with their words. These are very unpleasant people. You don't want to run into the King and Queen of Swords. It usually turns into an argument, especially when they're in reverse. If you get a King and a Queen of Swords in the same reading, this is a couple who is pissed. They're mad. They're angry with each other. There's no feelings. They're just moving forward logically and strategically. And again, upside down, very critical. Could even be over demanding, overly abusive, but very mean with their words. They have no heart. Their heart is gone. They're in reverse. Watch out for these people. They're very ugly energy when they're upside down, but they're highly intelligent. They're very strategic, and they're going to go after what they want. They got the sword, right? The Ace of Swords. So we got the sword of truth here. They're honest. They're not going to lie. But when they're in reverse, yeah, they're probably lying to you. Probably lying to you about a lot of things. So those are the court cards. So again, this kind of represents a family, the father, the mother, the teenager, and the son. This is a young energy. This is a teenage energy. This is the feminine, and this is the masculine energy. When you're doing a reading, try to always read the court cards upside down if they come upside down, because it represents a different personality. You know, when you come across the King of Wands in a reading upright, he's a great leader, but if he's upside down, whoa, that person's going to be very, you know, it's a different person. It represents a different side of them or a different side of you.
Hello, Cappy. Welcome back, guys. I hope you all are doing well today. This is going to be just a quick reading for you all. Let's do a check-in, okay? Let's see what's happening with you all, Cappy. Anywhere where you have Capricorn placements in your chart, this reading could resonate for you.
Welcome to my territory. Feel free to stay a while. Hello, collective. I hope everybody is doing well. We're going to go ahead and get into an energy check-in for you, okay? We're going to see what is deemed most important for you to know at this time, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest. When you see this, it's when you're meant to see it, okay? So we're doing a collective message today, just because I'm zodiac out at this point, okay? If something else comes up, y'all already know, I already have a reading for it already, so I'll send you to it. But if you are interested in Patreon, and joining the Patreon member only community, the link is below. They actually got 24 downloads just within the last 24, uploads, I guess we'll call it. But they got 24 videos just within the last 24 hours. Okay, that's 12 career readings. That's 12 love readings. Every zodiac sign for the month of March. Well, it actually starts this weekend. But if you are interested in that, they actually got a total of 25 readings this week. So your girl is spent. She's still lit, but but I do this every time. Every time, and I tell people on that, like, feel like it's one of the most. It's my busiest week, but it's the most fulfilling. Okay. And yeah, it's just a lot of good information does really come out over there. And you know, I really put a lot of effort into the readings over there as well, because you know that really is a paid service. You know, if you break down, you know, my tiers, like by the amount of content that you get and the information that you get over there that you don't get over here, like Patreon knows the in and the out. Okay, like seriously. So, but if you are interested, the link is below. All right, if you want to join, but it's just been a busy week, so we're doing this collective reading for y'all. Okay, I had to come through and say something. But anytime y'all see me like reshare something like on my community feed, and it's a playlist, they're resonating, every single one of them, all 12. Okay, so keep that in mind. Any readings that I post on my community, like we have a couple of playlists already. I've already done. Actually, the 72 for yous that I posted last week, those were resonating. Or no, I just posted some like on the 20th. So those are all resonating. And then the other one is also resonating at the same time. So pay attention to that as well. Okay. But here we are. All right. They're ready to get into this message. It's gonna be good, collective. That last collective message was very interesting. Let's see. Holy Spirit, holy angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, those from the highest by light who walk me every day. What messages do we have for the collective today? If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for the love and support. You are appreciated. Okay. Let's see. What do we have for the collective today, Spirit? What you want to talk about? Spirit is on this whole reading. Okay. This whole reading. It has nothing to do with me. I literally just work here. Okay. They work me. Okay. So I have to do what they say. Okay. Anyway, Mountain 17. And it says past. So that could be something in regards to your past that could be important here. Okay, 44, you got balance. Right at the end of the tunnel, sacral chakra. Okay. So I guess this is giving me like kind of 6 of Cups energy, like the past catching up to now. Okay, the number 8 could be significant, the number 17, the number 1, the number 10, the number 37 could be significant. Okay. All right, let's see. What do we have? Also the number 9, 1 and 8. Okay, so let's see. What do we have for the collective? So somebody could be reminiscing at this time, okay? I feel like they're doing the what ifs. Look at this, the runner. Runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. The sword and rose, clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, power. Wow. So somebody's either running away from the truth or running into the truth. Either which way, the truth is here. Okay. So let's see. What else do we have? What do we have for the collective? What do you have to say, Spirit? What do you have to say to the collective? Let's see. What do we have? So something has something to do with twins. All right, what do we have for the collective? So this could be in regards to your twin. Thinker, 44. That's the second time we're seeing 44. 44 is a master number. It could be significant to some of you, okay? Also, the number 8, once again, could have something to do with something. All right, so it says milk and honey, 51. Wow, I like that. Milk and honey. You got mending. Never-ending story. So somebody always does this. Whatever it is that they're doing. They always do this. Let's see. Which deck we on here? Let's just use this one. All right. They always do this. Whatever it is. All right. So the number 51, the number 6 could be significant. The number 44 could be significant. Okay. The number 8 could also be significant. Okay. The number 9 could be significant. The number 1, the number 10. Okay. So what do we have for the collective today? Look at that. Would you look at it? The Hierophant. Something has something to do with somebody's prayer. So something can have something to do with religion, spiritualities, with somebody, I feel like something deals with beliefs, morals, values, okay, upbringing. All right, but it's been time for somebody to surrender is what I'm getting. Somebody is being asked to surrender, or they were asked to surrender. It's just time. Somebody could also just be laying their weapons down, or this is what it is. Like somebody was warned, they were told to surrender. Okay, that's what this is. But somebody could be becoming more prayerful. You got the 6 of Wands here. Okay, somebody could be very popular, or they get a lot of attention or something like that. Yeah. There's some Some of you are going to be very, very successful. Some of you are. Like, I feel like you are now for some of you, especially with this milk and honey coming out here. Okay. I feel like something is prevailing here. Okay. Something that was spoken, something that was seen, whatever this is, the truth is prevailing here. Some of you are just held in high honor. Okay. And you are highly protected and respected. It's right here. Somebody is having like a truth, a revelation. Okay. I feel like somebody is feeling like they have seen God or a version of God or something like that. This is the things that's on their mind with this thinker card being here. Okay. Somebody themselves could actually hold yourself in high regard, but somebody held themselves in high regard and forgot the real highest. Wow. So somebody's either running away from the truth or running into the truth. Either which way, the truth is here. Okay. So let's see. What else do we have? What do we have for the collective? What do you have to say, Spirit? What do you have to say to the collective? Let's see. What do we have? So something has something to do with twins. All right, what do we have for the collective? So this could be in regards to your twin. Thinker, 44. That's the second time we're seeing 44. 44 is a master number. It could be significant to some of you, okay? Also, the number 8, once again, could have something to do with something. All right, so it says milk and honey, 51. Wow, I like that. Milk and honey. You got mending. Never-ending story. So somebody always does this, whatever it is that they're doing. They always do this. Let's see. Which deck we on here? This new stuff. All right. They always do this, whatever it is. All right. So the number 51, the number 6 could be significant. The number 44 could be significant. Okay. The number 8 could also be significant. Okay. The number 9 could be significant. The number 1, the number 10. Okay. So what do we have for the collective today? Look at that. Would you look at it? The Hierophant. Something has something to do with somebody's prayer. So something can have something to do with religion, spiritualities, with somebody, I feel like something deals with beliefs, morals, values, okay, upbringing. All right, but it's been time for somebody to surrender is what I'm getting. Somebody is being asked to surrender, or they were asked to surrender. It's just time. Somebody could also just be laying their weapons down, or this is what it is. Like somebody was warned, they were told to surrender. Okay, that's what this is. But somebody could be becoming more prayerful. You got the 6 of Wands here. Okay, somebody could be very popular, or they get a lot of attention or something like that. Yeah. There's some Some of you are going to be very, very successful. Some of you are. Like, I feel like you are now for some of you, especially with this milk and honey coming out here. Okay. I feel like something is prevailing here. Okay. Something that was spoken, something that was seen, whatever this is, the truth is prevailing here. Some of you are just held in high honor. Okay. And you are highly protected and respected. It's right here. Somebody is having like a truth, a revelation. Okay. I feel like somebody is feeling like they have seen God or a version of God or something like that. This is the things that's on their mind with this thinker card being here. Okay, somebody themselves could actually like hold yourself in high regard, but somebody held themselves in high regard and forgot the real highest, and that's what it is. And now somebody is seeing that. Somebody was all the way up the mountaintop, but somebody sits higher. Okay, so this is the lesson that somebody is learning. Somebody's learning the spiritual lesson here. Yeah. This runner energy, listening to ego. You have the 6 of Pentacles here, okay? So reciprocity, equal give and take. So yeah. 2 people working together. Putting an effort into a commitment. That's what something was meant to be. That's your twin. But they got caught slipping because they're like frenemies. People who laugh at them. This put me in a mind frame of how like back in the day, like how I'm not gonna say that, but anyway, it's like basically like somebody like kind of just throwing money at somebody and made me laugh. But it's more so like kind of disrespectful, and it's you making a mockery of yourself. So they feed this is somebody's crowd, like whoever these people are, like out in the crowd though, holding, that's the ego part. the people that's actually out here are not real people that's like out here like cheering you on for doing the right thing. Like this is like literally entertainment. Like it's something like that. Somebody got too far though, another way. Okay, and that's the only problem. There's nothing wrong with you being proud of your accomplishments, and you actually reaping the rewards and the recognition that you deserve. There's nothing wrong with that, but some of you actually are. Yeah. But somebody else is gaining clarity on that. On the opposite end, look at that. Ego real big. Couldn't back it up though. Or somebody else, it's almost like giving me somebody being in like a, all right, they keep cutting me off, so you like say it, no. Okay, you got the Two of Wands. That's the thing too. Like somebody here is not gonna take less than they deserve. That's just period. Yeah, so it's like somebody knows that they're accomplished. They know that they're successful. They know when they have a win here. That's what this is. Somebody knows they're winning. They don't need another person to feed their ego to know. They don't have to sit up here and think about it. They don't have to. Somebody knows that they're winning, but they know because they're on the winning team. They don't get it. It's like this could really go play, but I love this card in more ways than quite a few. Okay? This is somebody who's proud to be on this team. The person that's shining right now is the person that's proud to be sworn in and ordained and do their job and do it the right way. And the people who standing out here are really people who want to learn. And the person who actually sits the highest, watching people who sit in these positions, lead these people right.
What's up, homie? Soul? How you doing? I'll be right back. I'm gonna let this play. I got to run to the store real quick. I'll be right on back. Just keep it on the chat for me if you still be in here.
Here, down here, and they're egging them on, and yeah. That's just disrespectful. It's a big emphasis on respect here. Is what this is. And it's like someone who sits in this title, though, is supposed to be teaching people right, not making a mockery out of things that they may not understand, or somebody's culture is different, or somebody has a different background, ethnicity, race, size, height, what job, whatever it is. It's a respect. I'm telling you, this horse right here, what somebody's fall, like it hurts so bad because not only are they forced to see the truth, they're forced to see the truth. The truth can be seen. Okay? Like for real. And that's what somebody here is giving me a reading. And it's a reading about someone feeling conviction. Because they never, it's almost like somebody's always watching. It's higher authority always watching. But somebody was so focused on being so popular and so, oh my goodness, look at me, I'm somebody, I'm this, I'm that, but they forgot, they took an important part of it. The Hierophant came out with the Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck. That's prayer. That's showing gratitude, homage, respect as well to something above and bigger than your ego. That's what that is. Anyway, let me get this. Yeah, thank you. Strength card, pride. Oh, somebody, I look good. Yeah. I could pull the baddest, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, as long as when you on demon time, you get a lot of things that's out of your league. Hello? Oh, Lord, who is this channeling? What is up, collective? Who is this? Woo, this somebody, mama, grandmama. No, this on them great, gone like 12 generations ago. What? Look at this. You got the Knight of Swords moving on fast and swift, acting reckless, making these impulsive decisions. Oh, God. What's this? Oh, I'm telling you, somebody here, they had a little posse to go along with it. Ooh, wee. But somebody really got sucked into this runner energy right here, got sucked into this hateful group, because these are somebody's main supporters hate them. They just this person entertains them. I'm telling you, it's like putting on a show at a circus. That's how they look at this person. They look at this person real low, but that's who they've gotten to know now. They've gotten to know this person. Like, I thought you hated that people with us. I thought you were down with this. I thought, come on, let's. I'm telling you, it's like puppet strings. Yeah. And that's what this was. That was a ways of controlling somebody, because we know that the more we hype this person and the more bad bees or paid, rich dudes or whatever we send, or blah, 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 that people that look good, popular, the more people we send or we hook them, help them stay on this path, the better. Come on. Many are called, few are chosen. Okay? Let's see. So, but somebody, that's so. Look at this. You got the Justice card here. So, I mean, it does look like something really is a good idea, okay? Or something was a good idea. Somebody could just be making better choices now, praying, meditating, resting, isolating a little bit, staying back. So they're gaining this clarity because they're staying back from whatever this is. And they can kind of see now, like, it's like something came in and it just has been pouring. Okay? I don't know. Something could have something to do with rain. Somebody could have experienced it. Could be, something could have something to do with a lot of rain. But yeah, justice is being served here. Justice, Six of Pentacles, the Hierophant. Yeah. Something is going to be made right, collective, in regards to you. Okay? Some of you are just destined for whatever this is. If somebody, like, whatever hateful acts that have been done is being done back. God allowing. Okay? Just know that. You got the Knight of Wands. Okay? Like I said, somebody could be very flirtatious. I mean, somebody was showing they were in according to the Lord. What? Somebody was showing they were in. This the way, all of this right here, this Hierophant card. So I'm just saying, this the way higher ups feel about it. You got the Judge and you got the, somebody been out here showing their, I'm talking about, look, they getting it in, they doing all the dreams, whatever this is, stuff to get you stuck. So I guess this would be called stoned. I guess we could just say stoned with that, because the hangman does not move. But this person, whatever this is, this person just stagnant. They just kind of hang out, literally, but they need to be healing. But they just, I don't know what somebody really been showing out. This is really giving me like, it's a lot of different things in this reading. Just know that things are being contained. Okay. Yeah. Because it's like somebody started getting sloppy, is what this is. Like things started getting real sloppy. Like you're not perfect. Like you're not meant to be perfect. It's okay. You don't have to be seen that, but it's like somebody was out here being like real wild. This is giving me wild energy. The Knight of Swords with the Knight of Wands with the Six of Wands. Like somebody had somebody kind of lost this, whoever this runner energy is, they lost like their self-control at some point. Like somebody really was out here like really being reckless, like for real. The Strength card, Knight of Wands, Six of Wands. It's like anything was a go. Like anybody could just anybody could get it. Anybody could. It's just like, what are you running? This person been running so fast, they ran right into the Lord. Like, look, this Knight of Wands going this way. Like, it's going this way. They both are. This could be two different people for some of you. Some of y'all, okay, because the card do say past. Okay? So somebody that's coming towards y'all, collective, too. Like, we're talking about what happened in the past to you, but somebody, life cycles only repeat. But somebody who's coming towards you is very well trained. Okay? Take it how it resonates. Okay, so some of you could be getting a new pet. This could be anything. You just want a new pet. You're trying to decide. You think, oh, should I get a new pet? Like, I'm just kind of bored. I'm doing okay, so I can afford it. Like, some people have actually saved for this dog. They're gonna pay for it. They literally gonna go pay for a dog. Like, somebody's gonna go get a dog. So, but it's like something, whatever this is that's coming towards you is well trained. Okay. So somebody could be getting something like really elaborate or something, because some of you could be getting a new car. Whatever this is, something is just going to be so good. It's going to ride so smooth. So I don't know if you're just getting this. It look like you're paying for it. Yeah. But anyway, something could have to actually do with mountains though. Yeah. So I don't know where that comes in at. Somebody could live around mountains, or they live in an area with mountains. Maybe y'all are going to the mountains. Maybe this is what you're doing. You're moving to the mountains. You're buying a new car to go up the mountain. It's, y'all are doing something. Something has something to do with something like that. But y'all have somebody who's coming in. They're very well disciplined. Okay. Like they're very obedient. Okay. That's a better word. And they're very fair. Okay. They don't expect anything they're not willing to like give you, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's going to be balanced. It's going to be fair. It's going to be beyond equal on both parties. Cause everything will not be equal. There's no way to equally do something unless you split all y'all bills down the middle. Like, there's no way to equally do something. And then even then, it's still effort. You got to do the time, effort, attention, time to spend just with each other. Like, it's a lot that goes into it. It takes over equal effort, or at least being willing to put in over equal effort to have something. Okay, especially with God in the middle. If you want it, like this is a lot of you're in your path or along your journey, and you're just not willing to have something that God can't be in. And that's what this is like. And somebody here who is your twin, been out here like this though. The very thing that, and it's in their nature, like they're called, that somebody is being called right now. No matter what position they sit in, because this has to be a position where, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody is being called to fulfill their duty, to put in their work, to put in their effort. That's what this is, too. There's a lot of different things, but somebody just thinking about all this. Like, they're thinking about all this. Y'all could be thinking about all this. I feel like any random thought you've been having on your mind, you could literally find in this reading. Like, it's just something that's going to be good. You're getting justice, okay? Things are going good. Look at that, the Tower. That's divine intervention. Ooh, y'all know what I say about this. I said the angel always comes before the Tower, don't I? I do. So whatever this is, I'm telling you, somebody had somebody here. This something, okay, this a couple different things out the gate. Something's blowing up here. When I see the Hierophant and the Tower here, something gonna be it ain't no revenge like the Lord's. And that, I promise you, I only tell you this from personal experience. There ain't no get back like the Lord's get back. There is no punishment that's more beautiful like the smackdown that the Most High gives you, especially if you're an earth angel. I promise you that. So if this group, there's a group here now. This five, somebody was real hateful. It doesn't have to be a group. It could just be a couple people. Okay, a couple main conspirators was like, I was like, I'm going to do it, and somebody's like tripping over them, like, go attack them first. Let me do it. That's when everybody's signing up to just get the tower. I don't know why people do that. That is so funny. But anyway, this is what it is. So whatever this tower is right here, wherever God, collective. Some of y'all are very important people. I'm telling you now. So anyway, somebody was warned. Okay, and one thing about this earth angel, though, somebody has a very balanced energy, and somebody was like, I can two-piece in the biscuit that person in a heartbeat. I don't like the energy. I don't like this angelic aura. I gotta take a mind. So that's basically what the people said, or this person, whoever. Looks like it could be a group. Looks like it could just be one person. This is somebody who always attack anyway. Like this energy. But anyway, so what's happening is this tower is your get back, and it's going to be gruesome with this Five of Swords being here. Something is going to just blow apart. It might just be a mountain, though. I'm talking about like something may just like completely dismantle. That's the beauty of God working. So you got to believe. Y'all gonna have to just make sure, if you're not a believer, make sure you believe something, because you would think something is just a plain old natural disaster. Don't nothing happen that the Lord can't stop. That's why I say he allows. He can stop anything. He's the creator of all things. Oh, he can't hold the mountain with his godly strength and keep it together, so that you don't experience tragedy and upheaval. And so he can't, the Most High can't hold that mountain together, is what y'all telling me. We gonna just call it a natural disaster and get on back to partying. What's up? I'm telling you. But the things and that happen here, you have to just, like, this is the eye-opening stuff that's happening here, because at the end of the day, you're going to just wonder, why am I caught? And I'm not saying bad things don't happen to good people, but I promise you, if you're in your purpose and somebody picking on somebody who's in their purpose and they're supreme, they're an important person who does nothing to no one. But then a mountain, your house in the mountains, or you got mountains around you, or something erupting, or something shaking, something has something to do with earth. So this ain't just the father, this the mother too. I'm telling you, something has something to do with actual mass ground. That's what this is. Falling apart. But this is justice from the Most High. And we ain't got to take it that literal if y'all don't want to. We can keep it kind of fluffy, but I can't read like that. I tell them what they come through, say what they want to say. Sorry, I'm just saying. But I'm just saying, like, I can't. So this what this is. It's a tragedy here. A bad one. Okay? All right, let's see. But for somebody else, something is very good. Okay? Your success, you're blowing up. Literally. Yeah, we got the the 8 of Pentacles out here with the Tower card, with the 6 of Wands. Baby, you going places. And that's your justice. 2 of Swords right here. You got 22 out here. 22 could be significant. 66 could be significant as well. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. Somebody has clarity now. Last card out, 2 of Swords on the side with the Ace of Swords. Somebody can see. Or they're going to all be able to see. So it's something going on. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Be mindful of that. All right. All right. This is. Woo. Something is your justice. I'm telling you. Some of you could be being selected for something as well. Or you're selecting someone for something. Something is good news. It's good news. Yeah. But some of you are getting justice in regards to work big time, because there could have been actually some hateful coworkers of yours or something like that too. Like, so that could be where the group thing is coming in at. Yeah. So you're getting justice, like it's just, I'm telling you, something's gonna be incredible. Like, I mean, like, for real. Like, the Most High is really around here working, like, for real. Like, it's just some incredible things happening here. The Hierophant, it's making believers out of people, though. That's how shocking this stuff is. This would be something where you at school or you at work. See, this is that kind of energy. But you just, studying, doing your studies, working, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the only time somebody they balance out. So this would be someone that just, they're the teacher's pet, or the employee of the month every month. Like, they're always the chosen one or something like that, until somebody started whatever. But that's just only how they are in the light of day. But outside of all of that, like, this two goody two shoes, and I follow all of the procedures. Like, this would be the number one great hater at your job. Like, they always running, trying to, you know what I'm saying, start stuff or riding you. If they somebody that sits in a certain position where they supposed to be fair, and like it's somebody who having this power or whatever. Like, somebody could have literally been like abusing their power here. But that's being handled too. It's a lot going on here, because somebody was messing with y'all money, and the Lord said, I pay them. Thank you. Yeah. I like that. That's what's up. All right, let me get one on the Hierophant, please. Why is the Hierophant here for the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Uh-oh. What didn't I say? What'd I say? What I say? Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Wands already right there. Baby, somebody is being selected. Baby, somebody is being selected. Somebody's choosing to go the right way. That's what's up. Good for you, collective, or whoever this is. Somebody, I'm telling you, somebody is feeling conviction. This is also, I'm telling you, whatever this energy is that you hold, collective, it looks like, like it's almost like you help show people the way. And whatever it is that you do, like if you work somewhere, like this would be somebody who has like an HR position, or somebody could be a counselor or a teacher. This is somebody who's being celebrated for something great in regards to their leadership. This is wonderful. It looks very good. All right. Like, this would be like you teaching people like the right way. And this could be anything: college, elementary, kindergarten. Like, somebody is just an exceptional leader, and they actually care. This is the person who's going to go buy the doggone pet for the class. I don't know. Well, maybe this is, something could have something to do with someone who cares for another. Okay. So some of you could be getting, this would be something where someone either gets paid, like somebody works at like a pet shop or something like that, or this is somebody who like takes care of like another person, like, but they do it with pride. They follow the code. This is God sitting high and looking low. I'm telling you, this reward right here it's only being given by somebody's hard work, period, point blank. No shortcuts, no lies, you go up, you dress up, you got your whole, this like if you work at, I'm gonna use Publix, okay? But I'm just saying, like, this is like everything, like if they say you got 3 buttons on the shirt, all 3 buttons got to be buttoned, or whatever the case, for your uniform with your name badge on. That kind of person. Like, all 3 of their buttons buttoned and their name badge is on. They ready. You ain't even got to tell them. This is just how they do it.
All right.
This is someone who comes into a company and they make it greater. Or they would be the perfect person to fill the shoes of a certain role and position. Like, this is beautiful. This is so... Y'all gonna be guys, milk and honey, this is how the Most High looks at y'all. Like y'all mean a lot we could mean a lot to a lot of our ancestors. I mean, and we could have some very royal bloodlines, but this is the highest high right here. Okay? And you're getting rewarded from that position. The creator of all things, our maker. And you're being rewarded. This is a job well done. This is beautiful. And that's why you're getting this milk and honey. You think before you act. You're truthful. You're strong. You have high honor. I'm telling you, this is beautiful. Adorned by Miguel just came on. Oh, this is so sweet. Oh, anyway, let me get one on the string card. This is beautiful. Oh. Whew. The Three of Wands, okay, with the Seven of Swords. So it looks like there's this could be someone turning their back on whatever this is for some people, okay? And something can also have something to do with, someone who's coming in or coming towards you. This would be something where, like with this past card being here, this would be somebody who came in so willingly and all bold and everything like that, just to take from you. Like this would be somebody that wants to team up with you, wants to be with you. They pursue you or whatever the case, just to play with you. Yeah. Something will also have something to do with someone who loves just having third parties or, being a player. Somebody could love to be a player here. I feel like, too, for somebody else, somebody is going to have to use their strength for whatever this is. And yeah, if they want something, they're going to have to fight for it. Mm-hmm. But it does look like somebody is turning their back on something. Somebody is literally somebody going to put it on ice for a minute. Okay? Yeah, this is somebody who's very hyperly horny or whatever the case, whatever you want to call it. They would just always want to hump anything. It got sad. Even the Lord, like, come on. I know you're not perfect, but you had to know I was coming. You had to. Come on, because you know me better than that. This is somebody who's well versed in something and they use it for their own personal gain or they know that. Come on. Let me get one on the tower. Yeah, let me get one on the tower. This is somebody who was once a believer, but then stopped believing and then their life started falling apart. And now they're going to believe again. What is that? That's the tower. A lot. Abundance. An abundance of a lot. This is how big this tower is. Multiple casualties. Masses at the same time. And heavy loads in numbers. That's what this is. You see it. Incredible. That was behind it. So, but somebody's eyes are being open because I feel like something is somebody's last chance. Yeah. So take note of that, collective. I feel like something is a lot of people's last chance. I feel like it's their last chance to get it right. You ain't gonna be perfect, but don't start running away from. If you're being called, you could be in the mass numbers of casualties. We all got to die someday anyway. You can have that mentality, and that's okay. Because it is going to be fast like that. Boom, 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 boom. One thing after the next. Because we're getting back down to the end of this thing. And something is somebody's last chance. This is somebody who is destined, and they are, they were meant to do this, and they know what their position is. They know enough to know that they've been running at this point. So, But I don't know. It look like somebody gonna do the right thing. That's what it look like. Somebody for real. Somebody's gonna start doing their shadow work, their healing work. They're gonna start working on things. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to work on it. Anything that you actually sacrifice, like in your journey, just to, you know what I'm saying, just to be useful in this world, because you do want to see the new world. You want to see the world beyond this one. We live forever, but I myself won't be wanting to come back to this one. You know what I'm saying? So, and until we get down to that last little bit, you got to put in some work. You got to put in some effort. And your twin, you've been out here holding all the ones by yourself. And they got their last little chance now. So maybe they're going to do the right thing. Y'all going to get a lot of people like this son come back to y'all and they really have been convicted. Like they're changing. It's going to be a lot of transformations, okay? It's a lot of epiphanies coming in mass numbers, just like we seen the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Egos are dying. Somebody want to be popular. Somebody's reputation is dying. It's all you're going to get a lot of people that's just like, okay, I've been touched. Like for
of the people. We know that the temples were the first colleges, and the ancient towers and palaces of the gods were the first astronomical observatories. There is a legend, which some of you may have run across, to the effect that the constellations were named by shepherds who, watching their flocks at night and with very little else to do, allowed their imaginations to trace the imageries by connecting stars into patterns in which some likenesses or appearances to various creatures could be traced. I think these shepherds were the shepherd priests or the shepherd kings of old times, the keepers of the sheepfold, which was the ancient name for the temple. In any event, many words that we use, many terms that we commonly find in our language arise from the religious, astronomical reflections and contemplations of our ancestors. Actually, as one of the ancients observed, astronomy is the science of the anatomy of the universe. And
hi, my name is Chris Brennan, and you're listening to the Astrology Podcast. Today is Wednesday, November 20th, 2019, starting at exactly 5:08 p.m. in Denver, Colorado, and this is the 331st episode of the show. In this episode, I'm going to be talking with astrologers Kelly Surtees and Austin Coppock about the significations of the 12 houses. And this is planned to be part 1 in our series of the houses. So we're going to cover houses 1 through 6 today, and then in the next episode, we'll do houses 7 through 12. So hey, how's it going, guys?
Hi.
Good.
well, I call that a lot of fanfare. Well done. And thank you very, very much. This morning, I'm not going to quote from any illustrious authors because I want to tie my subject to personal experiences. Over the last time of over 60 years, I've had the opportunity to watch thousands of persons going out in a great crusade in search of truth. They almost remind me a little of the medieval crusades, in which persons in every walk of life, every degree of intelligence, set out on that great pilgrimage from Europe to Jerusalem. Many got only a short distance and gave up. Others kept on to die in the desert. Still others fought their way through the ranks of the Saracens and either died there or gradually returned to their own lands. A fraction came back. They were all seeking the holy city, the city of their faith. And in spite of every effort for centuries, Christendom was never able to recapture that city. And in a way, this reminds me of the struggle of people today. In every religion, every faith, every cult, and every creed, human beings are searching for the personal experience of reality. They are seeking to come to understand themselves, to find a reason for their own existence, to find that balm of Gilead which has been promised to them. They have come in every color, creed, race, and type, and every degree of intelligence. And yet, with it all, so very few have reached the goal that they sought. Many reached a goal which they thought was what they sought. But after a time, it proved elusive and illusionary, and the search continued. The alchemists sought to make gold and also to reform society. The Hermetists studied the secrets of nature. The Greek mystics and philosophers studied the world with the most profound attention and with the greatest benevolence. Many of them came to extraordinary conclusions, but now in the 20th century, these conclusions are ranged against each other, and a new materialism, a new intellectualism has taken over, and a new pilgrimage has been declared, a pilgrimage into the great economic future of a world industrial wealth. Still, the search goes on, the search for peace among nations, peace in our own hearts, peace in our family lives, peace in our national governments. We are still searching for that mysterious integrity which alone can bind up the errors of society. Now, looking back as far as we can in history on this, we observe a certain number of special points of interest, and these include both Eastern and Western thinking, the wisdom of Asia and the wisdom of the Western world combined. And it all seems to sum up in one peculiar inconsistency, namely that the individual seeks something better without becoming better himself. He seems to think of religion as a way of atoning for something, atoning for his own misdeeds or his own ignorance. He seems to believe that if he can become part of an association of religious peoples, that he can drift with them into the better land beyond. But actually, we are today no closer to that which we essentially seek than we were thousands of years ago, because we have added more to our difficulties than we have to our solutions. And now we all stand in the midst of the greatest challenge we've ever known, nuclear warfare. Now, how all of the good of the past could come to this, how the love and wisdom of thousands of dedicated souls could not prevent this emergency, is a very strange and sad commentary on our way of life. So this morning we want to take up the problem of opening the doors to the inner self, to the reality within us, to see if we can come to a little better understanding of the problems that we face. Those of you who have in travel visited primitive peoples may note one interesting point, namely way back in the beginning of time, there were those who had visions. There were those who had strange beliefs, but these beliefs were supported by extrasensory perceptions. And in those old days, the great scriptures of the world were written. In those days, the great philosophical and scientific footings were laid down. And we have only inherited the skills to make certain improvements upon original revelations. Therefore, the great period of revelation is not now. The great period of revelation gave the world Pythagoras and Akhenaton and Moses, Zoroaster, Buddha, Krishna, all the great scholars and wisdom teachers of the past. Now, why was that the way it is? Why were those days better for the development of wisdom than ours? I think probably the answer to this is reasonably evident, namely an uncluttered existence. Our ancestors did not have the great ambitions that we have. Even our forebears in this country had no such vast ambitions as we are courting today. In those days, people lived close to nature, which was a great advantage. They lived in a simple, natural environment that had not been spoiled completely. True, they lived in company with some unpleasant animals and things of this nature, and quite early began to develop feuds among themselves. But generally speaking, primitive man lived in a natural world. And living in a natural world, when he tried to create a philosophy of life with very limited resources with which to...
Well. Shout out to you, information man. All those of y'all who out there in the clouds, like I know you are. If you don't know about my guy, go check out Information Man show. Fantastic. One of the best shows on YouTube. He should have way more subscribers than he has. I hope all is well with you today, love. Well, this evening.
And not really any understanding that there was a philosophy of life. He began to build his way of living by studying the life of the world around him. There is an account, I don't know whether it's completely factual or traditional, to the effect that speech came from nature. That long before the individual was able to have words or created alphabets, he copied natural sounds. And having the proper structure in the throat to do so, he was able to imitate the sound of a waterfall, or a wind through trees, or the cries of birds and animals. And this seemingly was the beginning of language. He found it possible to tell his neighbor or communicate certain ideas, feelings, impulses by accepting the sounds of the natural world. He knew sounds that frightened him and sounds that pleased him. He knew sounds of birth and sounds of death. And from all these, he began to develop a series of sounds which became gradually letters of a primitive alphabet. But these sounds came definitely from the natural world. So did everything else he had. He had to come to the conclusion that if he was ever going to understand the invisible, he must be able to find it in the visible. Almost all old theologies are merely abstractions of natural phenomena. The gods were the powerful chieftains. All of the rules and laws attributed to deities were the result of human relationships testing the possibility of community existence. So little by little, we built a world in which nature provided the only available facts. These facts could be by careful meditation, perhaps, or constant reinvestigation, could become truths. And this, in a sense, is the beginning of modern science in 17th century Europe. Namely, that there were truths that could be built upon facts. That these facts could become the basis of rules. That these facts, by constant repetition and investigation, showed nature's way in a great many directions. It made it possible to decide internally, to a measure at least, what nature expected us to do. On the basis of nature would penalize anything that was not within its own approval. So little by little, the science of nature began to take the form of a natural philosophy. A natural philosophy that was based upon the seasons, upon the climates, upon the various nature phenomena, from everything from the gently flowing stream to the volcanic eruption. All these things had to be fitted into something supported by facts. And facts were things that you could see, that you could touch, or you could in some way have a direct contact. Now, from facts, the problem of truths resulted in morality. Morality was really the moral interpretation of facts. It was a fact made alive and vivid through experience. The individual taking the fact and working with it discovered finally that it had within itself a meaning, a moral value, that it produced good consequences, that it advanced causes, whereas error nearly always destroyed. So little by little, the truth factor came in. And after a long time with truth, the mind and consciousness began to ascend to a higher level, and this was reality. Reality is, in a sense, the higher octave of truth. It is something that is gradually built into our understanding as a complicated network of truths, working together, and through their interaction, producing what we call reality. Reality is the final proof of the truth of a fact. And on this basis, we have built most of the learning that we know today. Now, it also follows that from the beginning of time, individuals, in a mysterious way, began to question themselves. The caveman probably was among the first to ask why he was created in the first place. The answer has not yet been found. Most people have the slightest idea where they're here. They have no idea where they came from, except biologically, and nowhere near anymore about where they're going, except in terms of the mortuary. All of the rest is a noble internal reaction to something. The individual was not willing to accept the fact alone. He had to build it into a moral value which became his truth, and he finally had to accept it and live it and grow because of it, and that way contact reality. So we're going to now question how the people of today or of long ago continued their search for reality. And what did they use to open the doors between the visible and the invisible? How did they expect to attain a concrete, visual, audible reality? Well, in the earliest days that we know of, there were in all tribes and nations certain mystics. And these mystics were persons who were given to strange dreams, visions, curious experiences, which did not limit their consciousness entirely to the common world. Somewhere along the line, dreams became a part of man's structure of searching. A dream had certain technical advantages. It could be described, it could also be experienced, and it could be, in a sense, fitted into the social pattern. A dream might, therefore, pertain to a world or vision or place beyond this life. A vision could be an experience of that which is beyond conscious contemplation.
Y'all know what's scratching
Now,
my
of course, for a long
spread
time,
off.
dreams were considered symbolic of mystical values. Dreams were the basis of healing in ancient Greece. Dreams were the basis of social growth among the American Indians. Dreams were always something a little beyond, a little intangible, but sufficiently substantial to be recalled, to be remembered, and to be shared with other people. Now, dreams also gave another proportion to consciousness. Dreams often were centered in some other place than the one that we are familiarly acquainted with. While we lived in our comparative modest dwellings, we had dreams of temples and palaces and shrines and great mountains, hierarchies of celestial beings, and all the mysterious mechanism of Dante's Divine Comedy. All of these things could be experienced, and we might add, to be practical, they were perhaps best experienced after reading Dante's Divine Comedy. Because that type of attitudes or ideas in the subconscious of the human being. And gradually, as intellectualism increased and improved, the individual not only began to downgrade his dreams, but also to change them to meet the changing social conditions of his times. But dreams were a sleep phenomenon that has played a part in man's evolution from the very earliest time. Now, there have always been natural mystics. These natural mystics were not necessarily psychics. They had experiences, but these experiences were inward revelations. The true mystic was not telling his neighbor what was going to happen to him. The true mystic was exploring a realm or a vista far greater than the material world in which he lived. Perhaps among the great mystics we should mention Johann Tauler, Jacob Boehme, and Emanuel Swedenborg. These persons came from different areas of life, different levels of culture, but also had similar experiences. Swedenborg was a scientist of high standing, and Boehme was a shoemaker, and Tauler was a monk. These different people all had mystical experiences, and these experiences resulted largely from a great longing or a great yearning, or, as in the case of several of them, a great tragedy in their personal lives. There came a time, and there's always a time, when an individual who becomes sorry for himself, perhaps quite legitimately, not simply an emotional state of affairs, but a frustration of the real values of living. The individuals of this type may retire into themselves and live in a world of constructive and idealistic fantasies. But are they fantasies? This is also a question that is never satisfactorily solved to meet everyone's requirements. But we also know that the mind has become a powerful factor in the effort to make the invisible real to us. And the mind has developed all kinds of experimental processes. The mind has borrowed heavily from outside sources for the information intended to reform the inner life of the person to whom that mind belonged. So the mind almost always builds an invisible upon the visible through a certain intellectual, mental approach. And today we have all kinds of such approaches. They are found in practically every religious system of the world, and they are opposed by every agnostic system. They have become the basis of moral philosophy and have also resulted, unfortunately, in the rise of a great many competitive institutions. But the mind becoming more and more enmeshed in the obvious or the external, and the external becoming less and less soundly founded, so that it is based today very heavily upon mistakes and misfortunes. The mind becomes a dangerous instrument. Now, the mind was not such a dangerous instrument long ago, when society was a comparatively simple structure. Probably, really, the mind's domination of the situation began with the dawn of ambition. And when ambition reached a certain degree where it was willing to accomplish its end by destructive means, then ambition became a mental liability. And we have several such liabilities today, in which the mind is really no longer capable of direct thinking. It is no longer capable of truth seeking in the real sense of the word. The term truth has come into bad times, and has now been applied to so many different mistakes that it is practically impossible to classify them. But the fact seemingly remains that the mind, which might possibly have opened the doors to the internal, has only become another gatekeeper, preventing us from entering. The mind, therefore, guards the gate of the superior as a watchman to make sure that the individual does not outgrow the level of thinking which is common to his society. It is assumed that if he does this, he will be an outlaw, impoverished, and probably disgraced. So the mind guards his outer reputation at the expense of his inner life. Now, with this problem more or less obvious, what have we left as ways of finding the inner? Well, the second way, perhaps, is religion, as expressed through the heart doctrines of many people. Most people who will follow the heart doctrine, basically, are not intellectuals primarily. They may have excellent minds, they may know everything that a true intellectual does know, but they also have something else. They have a dimension of sympathy, a dimension of compassion, and they also have a deep-rooted belief and feeling that somewhere in the great pattern of things, an infinite love is moving the universe. These emotional-centered people, therefore, very often come closer to the reality than the intellectual. In emotion, you have experiences, sometimes disillusionments, sometimes discouragements, sometimes destructive reactions, hatreds, and so on. But basically, the heart doctrine is one based upon the teachings of Jesus or one of the other great benevolent world teachers. It is based on the assumption that the search for the reality of things is the primary purpose of human beings, and to live together in a fraternity based upon the realization of reality is the solution to the social dilemma. So the heart doctrine has had many exponents, and many of them have had, I think, a greater benevolent influence on mankind than almost any other level of instruction. The person who is in friendship and in love and affection some way seems to live on, and live on in the virtues and achievements of himself through his descendants. It is therefore a very important point to make sure that we realize the tremendous significance of religious affections. But now comes the rub. The religious reflections run into controversy. The individual wishing to be a devout person may find that the devotion today is strangely altered, that the simple affair of doing good, of being kind, of being unselfish, these things are no longer really available in terms of affection. The individual has been cheated too often, he has been imposed upon, and he has also developed ulterior motives within himself that are so powerful that he is really incapable of a pure emotion. He cannot prevent his emotions by being colored, or he cannot reconcile the inconsistency between a noble emotion and an ignoble action. So both exist together in the same person, and this conflict results in a loss of man's affection as a means of liberation. Now, another type of thing, we go down to a lower problem again, but one that's very distinctive, and that is social relationships. The humanitarian, the individual who lives to help the underprivileged, the benevolent person, the person who devotes his life to the service of mankind in one kind of way or another, the devout physician, the devout attorney, the devout industrialist, the individual who basically is unselfish, becomes a servant to physical needs of human beings, and also becomes an inspiration to their internal requirements. These all constitute a level of virtue in which the person becomes virtuous through service. And service is, of course, in fact, and in vision and in substance, the noblest expression of man's inner life. But the inner life itself must still be considered. We must try to find out what happens to help the individual to have an inward experience that is great enough to dominate his mental, emotional, and physical attributes, and in that way give him back to the leadership of the best of himself. Plato said that a country is best ruled when the best persons rule. The human being is best governed when the best part of himself leads.
And that's a fact. I tell y'all all the time, when we leave this world, when we shed these flesh suits, this earthly body, when the Most High asks you, what did you do? The question was, it ain't gonna be how much money you got, how many accomplishments you have. The question gonna be, what did you do for others? That's service. That's what the question is. What did you do for others? Selflessness, not selfish.
Some think the mind is the best part, others the emotions, some the physical body itself with its resources. But all of these finally come under the leadership of that which dwells within the body, within the emotions, behind the mind. What is this basis of reality? How are we going to reach it? How are we going to challenge it to come out of its strange aloofness so that it can become available to the person? One thing we find out immediately is that this search has to be personal. There is no possibility of communicating this reality in ways necessary to solve the problem of the individual, except that it be given to the individual with his particular problem. So we have to try to find out how to reach the opening of the inner life so that something superior to mind can become the ruler of mind, and use the mind, the emotions, and the body as an instrument for the fulfillment of a sacred purpose. This we have to try to discover in one way or another. We begin with it, and we begin to see that in ancient times there were various doctrines that were developed very largely for the purpose of bringing the individual into contact with his own higher nature. That there were teachings that taught him to rise above even the highest aspects of his own mind into an immediate and intimate experience of reality. This became a very deep and important problem, particularly with the Neoplatonists and with the Buddhists and several other groups, that the quest for the way to become enlightened. Enlightenment being, in this case, the light of the inner shining upon the outer. It was not the individual holding a candle up before his own mind. It had to be something else. The light had to be something that came from above and not through him as a person. It had to be a blessing, a benediction, a baptism of the Spirit. And he had to try to find if there was any way in the world in which it could happen to him. And most of those who have achieved greatly believe that it could happen. And those whose recorded remarks and opinions on the subject have descended to us, while they do not tell us the way they developed, and maybe gave us a clue to what we could do in our own time and in our own way. One of the first things that we are told in ancient scriptures is the simple line, "Be still and know that I am God." Now, I think perhaps this is one of the most important statements in connection with man's religious life. The problem of trying to be still. Now, when we think of still, if we are bound to material things, we will simply say that the individual does nothing. That is not the answer. That is not what is intended. intended only to become part of worship. When the individual seeks the ordinary, he can read a school book or attend a class. When he seeks to know the mystery of his own inner self, he cannot storm the gates of heaven. If he tries to get into the sheepfold, which was the old name for religion, by any way except the proper gate, he is then a thief and a robber. Therefore, the ethics, the morality, the integrities involved have to be kept in mind at all times. To be still to the mystic means to be free from the involvements of mind and emotion, and free also from various physical symptomologies that may arise, in order that he will permit that which is truly the overself to be heard. The still voice, the small voice, comes to the individual who stops talking long enough to hear it. And that is very rare, even in religion. The problem always is that we are trying desperately to decide for ourselves on mental, emotional, and physical levels those problems and decisions which can come only from something superior to what we now use. We have to some way break into that mysterious realm that has been called intuition or the extrasensory band. Now we have to be careful even of this, because the extrasensory band has now become locked in the intellectual pattern. The extrasensory perception now is merely to explore scientifically those parts of the universe which might be usable here, but which we are not aware of at the present time. Therefore, extrasensory perception may be completely selfish, may be intended to advance destruction, may be engaged in order to find new weapons and new ways of avoiding truth. These things can come from the wrong understanding of what is intended by the concept of be still and know. To be still now, for us, in this particular world in which we now live, it seems to me, is to cease doing that which is not necessary, not right, and not good. The individual must choose sometime to clearly face the fact that he cannot be right if he continues to act wrong, that there is a relationship between conduct and consciousness. There is a relationship between our material personality and that mysterious locked over self which we are seeking to understand. Therefore, it is very necessary to be still in the sense of recovering from all of those intemperances of attitudes by means of which the normal growth of the consciousness is delayed or disposed of entirely. Therefore, if we want to really understand this, we have to begin the process of ironing out ourselves, to get rid of those things which interfere with the natural mistakes of life. I mentioned that one day to a man who came to me, that if he stopped all these various attitudes that he had, he'd be better off. And he seemed quite unhappy and a little indignant. Well, he said, if I stop thinking about all these mistakes, I'll have nothing at all to think about. Well, that probably is true. But it's possible to imagine that there might be some things to think about that are not mistakes, if we give any ground for such thinking. If we are willing to gradually iron out the impulses and intemperances with which we have burdened ourselves for thousands of years and brought with us in any sequence of rebirths that happens to us. Supposing we say that the individual who wants to get better is trying to grow because the present condition has become intolerable. The person is not satisfied as he is. He is not satisfied in what he has been, but he does not know how to carry himself into the future without dragging this rubble with him. His tomorrow is just another day in which to worry about the problems of yesterday. This whole problem of the continuity of a compound attitude has to be broken up in some way. The person has to be able to be quiet without unhappy thoughts coming. He must be able to be relaxed and think without thinking destructively, critically, or in some way detrimental to all concerned. And if his thinking is so bad he can't stand it, he has got to learn to get over the instinct to take a drink or something and forget himself. The individual trying to forget himself is really telling us he's trying to forget a personality that is impossible. And there is no way of getting away with it except by outgrowing it. Now, some have undoubtedly have been able to drink themselves to death and hope that by this means that they have accomplished everything that was necessary. While these people belong in believe in the kind of life that we are generally living, they will feel they have got release. But to the deeper thinker, they have solved nothing and have escaped nothing. So that the problem becomes again, cure it now rather than face it later. So in the problem of getting started on this inner search, we have to kind of find out that nature, in its own way, our natural compound, is essentially cooperative. The body, with all its natural functions, is really a pretty good creature, considering everything. It has laws and rules which, if we keep them, it will keep us as long as possible. It also has rules that we cannot break. And the moment we begin to reject our responsibility to the body, we're in trouble. We get so interested in what we're doing mentally and emotionally that we wreck the body. And because we have wrecked the body in accomplishing a large personal fortune, we then feel that the wreckage was worthwhile, but it isn't. Actually, therefore, the first laws man faces are obvious to himself. He faces them in his daily living, but he has learned to carefully ignore the findings. He also has developed a new escape which our ancestors really didn't have, namely that if he couldn't get out of the trouble himself, he could hire someone else to get out of it for him. But it's just as difficult to have another person solve your problems as to have another person eat your food and you be nourished by it. You can't do these things. So we have now the complex situation of people who want to grow, but have already stunted their own growth badly. They want to be better, but they do not know what to do with the mistakes that have accumulated. I think the old mystics had the perfect answer for it. They simply said, be quiet and know that I am God. Now, this wasn't a theological type of definition. It is a definition based upon the concept that when we cease to build our own mistakes, when we cease to fashion a giant monster out of our own intemperances and relax, all of these evil things simply fade away for lack of nutrition. But they will not fade as long as one drop of nutriment is available to them. As long as we continue to have unhappy attitudes, we are not going to solve the mystery of our own inner consciousness. Actually, the way of life physically that gives us the maximum probability for years is the same type of discipline as that which is necessary to the mind and the emotions so that they will fulfill their duties as perfectly as possible. When the emotions are quieted down to simple, gentle, real values, the emotional nature is protected. We have no likelihood of trouble with some of the internal organs of the endocrine system, which have particular control over our emotional content. We kill ourselves by false feelings any more than we will kill ourselves with bad food. When we go up again to the third one, we have the mind. If the mind is used as it was intended to be used, and that is for the common good, for the advancement of everything that is real and valuable in life. If the mind could be released from the terrific pressure of self-interest, if it could get away from all its scheming on how to defeat a brother, and rather simply, quietly work out how to help him, all things would be much better in the mental world. There would be much less mental breakdown, and we would not be suffering from too many cases of senility. It is the misuse of the mind that gradually changes life into a dismal dwelling for the individual. So in each of these levels, there is a natural law. Each of these creatures has its rights and privileges. Each level of ourselves has its inalienable needs and corrections. They're all here if we want to use them. Now, a lot of people have been perfectly willing to support religions industriously. They have been willing to make pilgrimage. They have been willing to do all kinds of penances to remove some guilt mechanisms within themselves. And at the same time, even though they live a pretty fair life, this great experience of projection into something higher has not occurred to them. And largely, it's a result of not being able to quiet the separate levels of our consciousness on their own levels, and then quiet the relationships of them to each other. In other words, if the mind and emotions are locked in conflict, they're in trouble. Wherever there is conflict, there is a kind of destruction. There is a false motion. Wherever there is an obstruction, there is a decay of values, a disintegration, an infection in which something becomes sick. All selfishness is sickness, no matter what you want to call it. All jealousy is sickness. These things are just exactly as serious as sicknesses as are the ordinary physical ailments which we may or may not be able to cure. This problem, therefore, is to get rid of the sickness arising from the misuse of powers, faculties, and principles within ourselves. Unless we're able to do this, we're going to stay right in trouble just the way we are. But the worst part of it is we may be a good church member while we're in this problem. It has never occurred to us that religion demanded anything more of us than allegiance. It was like a parent who demanded that the child obey, but did not necessarily contribute to any enlightenment in the purposes of obedience. The religious association, which washes away sins with baptismal water, has not gotten to the point where it realizes, or bad people realize, that they have got to wash their own sins away all too often with their own tears. So there is time to get at some of these values directly. If the person wants to be born again in the theological sense of the word, it isn't that he simply accepts a religion. To be born again means to not make the same mistakes again. It means to clear the slate. A new birth means to start out with a fresh, clean, honest mind, without carrying anything from the past that was destructive or against the Ten Commandments or against the Sermon on the Mount. Everything that is detrimental must be left aside. It must not be carried forward. Yet the individual may be born again and still be in some business which is highly competitive, or in a family relationship in which tyranny dominates, or children are neglected, or the older members of the family are ignored. All of these things are not assumed to interfere with being born again. But to be born again with them is to be just the same as you were before. Instead of a new birth, it's just a new name for the same old things that you always problemed. Now, out of this, there's something more, though, than just keeping the moralities straight. It is part of this business of being quiet. Every agitation, every intensity of negative attitude is dangerous to the inner life